Hello and welcome to the Legendary Chiropractor Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Reuter, and this podcast is brought to you by thelegendarychiropractor.com, an interactive and immersive virtual platform for prospective chiropractic students, current chiropractic students, recent chiropractic school graduates, and even veteran doctors of chiropractic out in the field wanting just a little bit more from this profession. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and if you do, be sure to share with a friend, leave us a rate, leave us a review, and also be sure to subscribe to get more. CHIRO HD, superior cloud-based practice management software. CHIRO HD is a user-friendly, all-in-one EHR solution built with one mission: to help you run your practice like a boss. Learn more at CHIROHD.com. Dr. Brad Glowacki runs one of the highest volume, highest profile, highest profitability practices in the world, and it's all run with vitalistic communication procedures. Those procedures from his office are then shared with other chiropractors at his various trainings as a part of Level Up mentoring. This information is created, developed, tested, and then packaged simplistically before being taught. With bruises and scars from making mistakes, Dr. Glow always delivers refined content that is battle-tested and simplified for use on Monday. To level up your life and practice, head over to levelupmentoring.rocks. That's levelupmentoring.rocks. Total Clinic Solutions is your go-to source for purchasing both brand new and refurbished chiropractic equipment, as well as phone support for repairs and maintenance. Call Derek and allow him to combine your wishes and his 23 years of chiropractic equipment expertise to find what's best for you and your patients at 704-622-4089 or head to totalclinicsolutions.com now. Easily share your passion for chiropractic and look good doing it with ABOVEDOWN apparel, offering a premium lineup of principled apparel that's impossibly soft, sustainably sourced, and chiropractic AF. Visit ABOVEDOWN.co and follow them on Instagram to learn more and score yourself some sweet chiro swag. To Inspire Women is the elite boutique coaching company for chiropractors who are looking to live life and run business in a way that is personal, unique, and authentic. They focus on business systems and money mindset mastery so you can pay down debt, be more profitable, and serve more people. Their goal is to empower you to achieve success by your own rules and your own definition. Head to toinspirewomen.com now because they know there's a better way. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. I am currently sitting in the driveway, so I thought I'd make this quick video for you. And I have my phone propped up on the dashboard here, but I hope that this video brings you as much content and value as possible when it comes to different things that we are going to be discussing along our journey here over the next probably year or so in regards to going live, bringing you content, and bringing you the most tangible resources possible in the sense of applying them to your student life as a chiropractic student and your doctor life as a doctor of chiropractic, right? So we want to be there for you. We want to be there for all of our recent graduates and students as well. So what we'll be doing is we will be posting on the Legendary Chiropractor Facebook page every single Tuesday and every single Friday, every single Tuesday that is, and every single Friday, with a post that literally just kind of encompasses one major topic that we'll be discussing throughout that month for doctors of chiropractic or for chiropractic students. And then what we'll be doing is giving you 3 key takeaways or 3 solutions or 3 recommendations that we have here at the Legendary Chiropractor on that page. And then what I'll be doing personally is hopping in this group for all of you and coming to you live to break down those 3 things and give you everything that you need to know in regards to not only your own personal experience, but also my personal experience, sharing that with you, and making sure to give you the most insight as possible so that you can be successful, right? As a chiropractic student and as a doctor, because both are stressful. And that transition period that we focus a lot on here at the Legendary Chiropractor is so critical in regards to your success in the future, right? And we want you to be as best off as possible. So here's what we're going to be talking about today. We're talking about the beginning of your chiropractic school journey. I know a lot of you who are on trimesters, and I know this is a crazy time as it is, right? But a lot of you on trimesters just actually started your next try or your first try, right? So what I want to encourage you to do is continue to stay motivated, right? I want you to have what we put in our post yesterday is to lower that stress level, right? But increase the motivation, the excitement, and keep that rolling and brewing, because that's what's necessary. I know a lot of you in the quarter system right now are in, like, I think it's like week 5, maybe week 6 here. But that's stressful, right? Like that's stressful stuff. And so we want to give you as much content and valuable content and what we call tangible value or tangible resources, and things that you can apply today, not tomorrow. We don't talk future tense here. We don't talk tomorrow. What are we going to do tomorrow to make ourselves better? What are we going to do tomorrow? Because here's the thing. The key takeaway is that tomorrow doesn't exist. Tomorrow never comes. And if you put everything off until tomorrow as a student or a doctor, you will never get anything done, and you'll never implement anything. You'll never take action, and you'll never be the best version of yourself if you always plan everything for that quote. We're going to put it in quotes, someday, right? And that's not a day of the week. Someday is not a day of the week. And I'm sorry if I'm the first person to tell you that, but we need to have actionable steps, because what I posted about the other day on my doctor Instagram was we talked about setting actions instead of goals. Goals are future paced, future tensed. That's terrific. But setting actions is what can you do today to make yourself that 1% better than you were yesterday, right? Because by the end of 365 days, what's going to happen? You're going to be 365% better than you were at the beginning of the year. So what can you implement today? What action steps can you take today as a chiropractic student? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So in the beginning of your journey, in the beginning of your early career, as a future chiropractor, as a chiropractic student, we really focus on your mind, right? We really focus on your mindset and just starting to create new habits, starting to create new priorities, starting to understand time management, starting to, not only get to class on time, but also when you get home from class, especially that first day, that first week, where everybody just piles stuff and crap, frankly, onto you. And they tell you, if you're on the quarter system, they tell you what's going to happen 11 weeks from now. And you're like, what? I don't even care what's going to happen 11 weeks from now, but mentally, subconsciously. SKED is the all-in-one system that allows for amazing control and flexibility of your scheduling. Yes, your next new hire. Every aspect of when and where you service your customers is at your command. SKED is tightly integrated with your existing EHR system. This software was made by a chiropractor specifically for chiropractic. No joke. Go check out their latest care plan feature by heading to go.sked.life/legendarypod. Every chiropractic clinic needs a compliance program. If you are not sure what that includes or why you need one, let Dr. Robin from RHDC Consulting help you build your chiropractic compliance. If you are ready to get started, head to robin-haley.com inhale.mykajabi.com and let Dr. Robin guide you to the end result. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. You are freaking stressed, right? And you're just like pent up energy, and anxiety, and you're just up to the nines with stress, and you don't know what to do, right? But what we recommend you do is take it step by step, day by day, hour by hour. Right? And we talked a lot about this when I went over the top 3 things every single chiropractic student should know and be doing. When we talked about mindset and getting this clear, getting this right before stepping into those classrooms. But today we're going to talk a little bit about those 3 things that we posted about yesterday. And those 3 things were, number 1 is to study 1 to 2 hours every single night. That's not too much. It's not too little. It's just right. Right. So I have a full team behind me of legendary chiropractors and future chiropractors. It's actually myself and another doc on the team. And then a part of the rest of the team that's made up of the legendary chiropractor is students of chiropractic, right? So students who are in it with you, in what they call the trenches with you, right? These are students that are going to class every single day from 7 to 7 and then coming home studying, doing their daily grind. And what we came up with collectively is that studying for 1 to 2 hours every single night. This is solid, focused, no distraction studying, 1 to 2 hours every single night. Put that time aside. Pen it in. Pen in that time. That's what we say at the Legendary Chiropractor, because when you pencil something in, it can easily be erased, not only physically, but also mentally. And again, we go back to that mindset. What are you doing up here that you can start applying in your everyday life so that you can take these actionable steps that are necessary to be as successful as possible as a chiropractic student, right? So study 1 to 2 hours every single night. And you don't have to include Saturdays and Sundays, maybe even exclude Fridays. I would personally, I removed Fridays and Saturdays and actually studied most on Sundays. I would study almost from like mid-afternoon, late afternoon into early evening on Sundays. I would put in about 4 to 5 hours every single Sunday when I was in the heat of it, right? Especially early on when things are just piling on. You got to be diligent. You have to reprioritize your mind. You have to reshift your mindset, and you have to understand and start to understand and really grasp the concept of time management, right? So we'll put it on a scale, a teeter-totter, right? Where does biochemistry rank on this scale? Probably pretty heavy. So you should probably focus a lot on it. Where does, I don't even know, like business 101 or whatever the heck class, personal development, I know we have at Life. Where does that rank, right? Not very high, right? So your weight and your focus should be on that biochemistry, on that major credit class, that larger credit class that's going to take up more time, more energy, and, understanding of truly grasping the concepts, right? Because we don't want you to just walk away getting the Krebs cycle. We want you to walk away understanding how to apply the Krebs cycle to human people, right? To humans, so that you can go forth and be the best doctor you can possibly be when that time comes for you, right? So that's number 1. Study 1 to 2 hours every single night. I removed personally Fridays and Saturdays from that, and then added on extra hours on Sunday, because Sunday was just my go-to day. I would hike in the morning, run, or do whatever workout, and then in the afternoon, that's what I would catch up on all of my different classes and coursework and weigh the pros and cons of studying one more so than the other, right? And then the second thing is we want you to take care of your mind, not only in the sense of studying and being really good at school, but we also want you to take care of your mind in the sense of understanding yourself, self-care, self-love, personal development, right? Those kinds of things. And so that second item is we recommend you read about 10 to 15 pages of a book. It can be related to chiropractic, but not a textbook, not like Yoakum and Rowe, not, Moore's Clinical Anatomy, not a diagnosis book. Like, don't go crazy, right? Don't go off the deep end, diving in, reading 10 to 15 pages of a textbook every single night, right? When you're also on top of that studying 1 to 2 hours. With that second bullet, that second key takeaway that we recommend is reading 10 to 15 pages of a book that takes your mind kind of out of the school realm, right? No matter if that's, green books are heavy. I think they're really heavy. I think that's a bad start if you want to dive into chiropractic. Fred Barge wrote a lot of great books about chiropractic philosophy, if that's something you're interested in. Now, you could be reading, Vampire Diaries as well. I don't care what you're reading. 10 to 15 pages of a book that is either related to chiropractic and further developing like maybe business acumen or philosophy, not reading on a technique or physiology or anatomy. That's textbook reading. We want you to read for fun, read for pleasure, right? Because that takes your mind out of the study. And then when you go back to studying, you'll start to notice, holy cow, my bandwidth to actually focus and pay attention and have laser focus on this one subject or on these multiple subjects for 1 to 2 hours is super, super solid and really high up there, right? And you start to notice these things because it's like meditation, right? But we recommend you continue reading because we want you to self-educate, but also self-care in the sense of reading books that are good for you, where you'll either grow personally, you'll grow educationally, or you'll grow professionally. So that's bullet number 2. That's takeaway number 2, key takeaway number 2. Key takeaway number 3 is get involved in and learn the foundations of as many techniques as you possibly can, right? I don't care if you're going into PI work in the future, if you're going into pediatrics in the future, if you're going into geriatrics in the future, if you're going into whatever it is that you want to go into, sports injury or NET or, it doesn't matter. I want you to learn as many technique foundations. We're not talking dive all in and go all in. I'm talking explore. Don't become a master, especially early on. Later, try. Dr. Stu Hoffman, founder and president of ChiroSecure Malpractice Insurance, is the foremost expert in both risk management and risk avoidance. Understanding the everyday challenges of today's practicing chiropractor and the current public perception of chiropractic has made ChiroSecure the fastest growing malpractice insurance program of the last 28 years. Find out more at chirosecure.com. Imaging Services' primary business is chiropractic solutions. With over 45 years in the industry of helping chiropractors, Michael Tokash offers free consultations on building your business. In the past year, Imaging Services has installed over 100 X-ray machines and digital X-ray systems in over 42 states across the United States. For more, head to theimagingservices.com. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. Focus in on, 1 to 2 techniques that you really, really love and that you can apply to most people coming into your door, and then know where to refer to another chiropractor, your friend, your peer, your colleague, somebody to keep them in the chiropractic realm, right, of healthcare. Know where to refer them if they need help and you can't help them further with the techniques that you've been doing, right? So that's later in your chiropractic career, but early on, I want you to have a solid foundation and understanding of where different techniques are coming from, why they're, why some are super low force. Maybe they're not even touching the body, but they're, some like network spinal analysis, you're touching the body, but you're working with different levels of energy, right? And understanding where those people are coming from, where those doctors are coming from. Why? This is important for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's going to keep you from being a really crummy doctor of chiropractic that just goes out and bashes other people and bashes other techniques and bashes other doctors. That's not what we need in this That's not what we need in this profession. Absolutely not. So become aware. Get woke to all of the different techniques out there, understand them at their minimal level, and find a couple that really truly resonate with you and that you can see practicing long term. You don't have to have this figured out for at least, until probably even, I would even say, until you get into like maybe even clinic, right? And even halfway through student or outpatient clinic, where you can really start honing in your own craft and understanding like, hey, I like these techniques. This is really good. I think this can help a majority of people that come into my office, right? Or if you're going to be an associate, this can help a lot of people just across the board, no matter what office I go into, kind of thing. So that's really, really important. To understand those techniques. I personally got involved early on in a lot of techniques. I figured out the basics of them and understood where different ones were coming from. And I actually found applied kinesiology, quantum neurology, I found clinical kinesiology to be very fascinating techniques. But in the long run, I didn't see myself personally practicing that in the long run for multiple people, because I wanted me and my philosophy, I wanted to see high volume. I wanted to see a lot of kids and pregnant mamas, and I wanted to see family practice, right? And now that I'm going to be stepping into my associateship, that's exactly the office I was able to find. So I'm able to tailor my technique and my learning of my craft to that office for that doctor, so that now both of us are not only ramping up new patients, but we're also giving people the best care we possibly can that's very similar, right? So when I leave in 18 months from his office, his patients aren't like, oh my gosh, where's Dr. Johnny? He does this special thing, right? Because that's the last thing you want to do, is drive people out of associate head chiropractor's office. That's the last thing you want to do. So when you leave. So I hope this was helpful. Number one was study 1 to 2. Again, I'm your host, Johnny Reuter, and you're listening to the Legendary Chiropractor Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for engaging with us on all of our platforms, including, but not limited to, Facebook and Instagram, all at The Legendary Chiropractor. Be sure to check our home site out at thelegendarychiropractor.com, as we have much to offer for prospective chiropractic students, current chiropractic students, recent chiropractic school graduates, and even veteran doctors of chiropractic out in the field. And lastly, I'd like to thank not only you, our listener, but also our podcast sponsors. Without them, this show wouldn't be possible. So I encourage you to go check out their websites and what they have to offer in the show notes for this episode. Thanks again. Stay legendary, my friends.